Just a quick Newcastle video. New project called Autobiography in Wickham and Newcastle, near Newcastle interchange. Starts next year. I'm hoping it starts next year. They're doing a bit of geo works, bit of soil sampling. They've finished the demolition the other about 6 to 8 weeks ago. I'll move on to the next job. So this is a Dairy Farmers Towers site. I'm just on the concourse at the Newcastle interchange, so I can pan around and there's the store residence. So I'll get a few shots of these in from a few different angles. The tower's starting to rise more above the podium now. They only have one crane on this one, but they're using two on the store residence, and they've got the two concrete pumps. This one had a pump on it, but I think they've taken it down. They must be getting ready for the core rise, so they'll have to raise the height of the concrete pump as well. Quick pan around down to the Newcastle interchange. What have we got? A couple of J sets and a D set. That's all I can see. They need a fourth platform so they don't have to fucking park in front of each other. Obviously that J set will go first, or has to, because the This shot's going to change a lot in the next few years. That crane there, I'm hoping it goes ahead, but that's going to be 38 to 40 stories tall. Okay, that's the old Bowline site. So it's just a big hole in the ground at the moment. It has been for a while. They've had a few issues with builders and that over the years, but now Urban Growth own that site and will develop it. So it's a state significant development site. Well, I'm going to move on to the next get the next angle. Just another angle of the Dairy Farmers Towers site. I'm standing in the shade. It's a bit hot, so I am standing a bit far back, but I will zoom in a little bit. There we go. Sorry about the wind. Can't really tell how high that core is because I haven't painted the numbers on the core. That one has level 6 written, but I'd say number 7 is half out of the core box. That one would be about what? I reckon that one would be about 8 in the core box, maybe. They look like they're similar heights, but it's a bit hard to tell because I haven't written anything on that. That tower actually has started its four plates above the podium. This second tower hasn't. So I think I'm going to go back to my GoPro in the new year. I've just been a bit lazy with it, so I've just been using my phone. Or I might try and get a gimbal or something for this phone, maybe. I don't know. Well, I'm going to try and get a bit of footage of another angle from the footpath a bit closer up, and then I'll move on to the store residence. Just another angle of the Dairy Farmers Towers site. You can see up there they've got the part of the concrete pump up on that core. They have taken it down obviously to raise it. They're doing a bit of hoarding works at street level. I don't know why they're widening it. Well, I'm going to move on to the next job, the store residence. Scaffolding on the front of the podium has come down now. Towers are rising. Both got kind of a different colour scheme, with the orangey colour, I suppose. One's a lighter colour, like an orangey brown. Looks like the cranes will be ready for a jump up. pretty soon. Well, I'm going to move on to the next job. This is it for one apartment. I think the last video I did was my last one, but this is definitely the last one. Occupancy certificates have all been issued. People have moved in. So, it's been good to watch this one grow, actually. So, in the new year, this side will be gone. So on this corner here is a building that's, I think it's 31 stories tall. So this is going to be demolished after Christmas. And I'll turn around and get a shot from behind. So this whole corner is actually going to go. There's the old parking structure I used to stand in. That's going to be 15 stories. And so that's all going to get demolished next year. I think that one's going to be stage 2 with the demolition process. So yeah, hopefully they start next year. I know that they're getting demolished after Christmas. Or it's in 2 stages of demolition. So yeah, I'll move on to the next job. Watervue site. Not much to say. It's a bit slow. Core hasn't risen too much lately. Floor plates have started, first floor up above ground. Well, I'm going to move on to the next job. This is the University of Newcastle accommodation building. We've got a crane up on this site now. Thought they might have put it up at its full height, but maybe maybe it's a bit deceiving. Maybe that is. I think it's 9 stories. So it's definitely a bit short, that one. So they'll have to raise it at some point. They'll probably put a frame on it at a later stage and climb it. I don't know why they didn't put an extra couple of sections on to get it up at full height. There's probably a reason for it. It's a pretty decent sized crane, actually. Well, there's not much to see on this one because it's a bit hard to see. That the plywood hoardings around the site make it a bit near impossible to see in. And yeah, and also the only real access is from this street side to look in. If I can get any better angles, I will, but won't get any decent angles until it starts rising above the hoarding and you can see it rise. I'm going to move on to the next job. Here's a back view of the University of Newcastle site. Close up of the crane. It's only just been installed. The mobile crane's just over there. There's a big Borges one, mobile one, that's just there. So it looks like they've only just put it up in the last day or so and finished it. They probably finished it this morning. Oh, this is a pretty big site. I don't know what they're going to do here. Down the track they will probably use it. Put that they own the land. They're using it as a storage spot. That's about as close as I can get because the roads are closed and that road's closed to get in there. Well, that's it for this site. I'm just standing back on this side over here. Has been demolished now. That goes right through to Hunter Street to King Street, I'm pretty certain. So we'll have a new project starting in the new year on that site, hopefully. If there's a hopefully, so yeah. So if I spin around, this is the uni site. There's the University of Newcastle crane. So if that one starts, we'll probably have another crane up mid next year, or if it depends on if they start this site. That I can't even remember what they're going to build there. I'll have to have a look through the council, like all the planning documents and that. You can look at all the DAs and that through the Newcastle City Council website. As a matter of fact, most councils you can access all the DA information. Some of the stuff that isn't on there will probably be with New South Wales government proposals, things like state significant developments and stuff. So not everything does go through council. There's going to be a few sites that won't go through council here in Newcastle. But the Housing Authority have got quite a bit planned for the area. The old Bowline site, Marketown, the western side of Marketown Shopping Centre. Yeah, so there's about 4 or 5 I've seen pop up, and they're all going to have significant developments on them. Anyway, I'll move on to the next job. This is the Era site. We've got some bulk earthworks starting to ramp up now. They've got the supports and braces in the corners, at this corner at least. So that'll just brace when they excavate in around it. Yeah, it just supports the corner. Well, I'm going to move on to the next angle. Here's a different angle. They've still got the trench cutter on site. So I don't know how long it'll be till we get a crane on this one. I've obviously, after the basement is dug, we will see one. It's pretty sandy soil, so it probably shouldn't take too long. We've got a few excavators in there. They've also got a like a soil anchor machine in there as well. Well, I'm going to wrap this job up. I'm going to move on to the next. It's getting a bit warm. This is the Sovereign Park site. It's quite large. So it's got there's towers dotted around the back. I think they're about 7 or 8 stories, I think, and then there's some just some townhouses going at the other end. I'm pretty certain. I don't know if they'll put another crane on site because yeah, I don't know if they'll bother at the other end. I'm not too sure, but yeah. So I think I did the last video. I think I showed the crane on this side. So in the last couple of months, there's been 2 new cranes in Newcastle. And then in the last 6 months, I think only one has come down. That was the one apartments one. There was 2 on that side, but one came down. About 7 months ago, I think it was, mid-year, or it might have been a bit earlier than mid-year. Anyway, can't remember. Yeah, it's just I think it's a hammerhead style crane. All the other ones in Newcastle are luffing style ones. It looks like it's actually got. Well, it looks like they actually repainted it, or it's near brand new. It looks like it's just been refurbished, possibly. It looks pretty shiny. We've got the floor plates starting to happen. So this is the basement. It's pretty deep at the back part of the site. The front part is at street level. It's pretty steep up here. It's not the easiest site to get to, actually. I think this was the site of the old NBN TV studios, I'm pretty certain. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next job. Newcastle East End, stage 3 and 4, I think. Yeah, 3 and 4. So I've got a lot of the demolition has happened. All the facade is all braced up to be kept. Because this part got demolished it'll be close to 12 months ago now, or a bit longer. There's a camera up there. Maybe that's to film stage 3 and 4. Oh, that's stage 2 finished. There's a long reach excavator there. I'll get a couple of different angles of this one. Another angle. Wonder what it would have cost a bit just to maintain these facades. Looks like they're putting some weight on that steel structure. I don't know what they're doing, unless they're putting a concrete floor up there. Just with extra weight. A little steel work that's gone into all the supports for the facade. And they're still doing a bit of demolition on the back of that one. These ones have all been gutted. The only thing that's kept is the walls, the exterior walls on the front and up the side, little side street. I'm going to try and get one more angle. Here's the final angle. Big pile of bricks there. Well, I'm going to move on to the next job. This is the side on Watt Street. Looks like it's got some furniture on the balcony, so it's pretty much finished. So obviously they've got their occupancy certificates. Yeah, I think last time I was here there was still a little bit to do, so it looks like in the last couple of weeks they've finished. I think it's been about 3 weeks since I was up here last. I can't quite remember. Anyway, might have been a little bit longer. Well, I'm going to move on to the next one. This could be the final job for Newcastle today. So demolition is finished on the old office block. So yeah, almost finished. The concrete stairs are still there, and there's still a bit of crap in the hole. So it would look like it was a part basement level. It wasn't very deep. I don't know how old buildings were that were there, but its twin is still sitting there next to it. We've just got a long reach excavator on site. I've still got to do Gosford too. I'll probably do that, try and get that done before Christmas. I don't know if I'll get, so today's Thursday, I'll probably have this uploaded by Sunday, by the end of the week, or Sunday or Monday. I'll see how I go, but I'm going to do Gosford as well, so I'll hopefully I'll upload that pretty soon. But they'll be up before Christmas. Well, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Catch us next time.